Today, I'm urging the Government of Canada to take responsibility for Canadians arbitrarily detained in Syria. A number of Canadians, including many young children, are being detained unlawfully in North Eastern Syria in the most deplorable conditions. We know the conditions in these camps are the worst observers have seen. There is no medical care, there is malnutrition, there is violence, there is abuse. Canadian children are growing up in these conditions. Canadians held detained in prisons without trial have alleged torture. They are barely surviving in life-threatening conditions with no end in sight. 1 year ago, the House of Commons Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and International Development studied this issue. We heard from many expert witnesses, and in our report we urged Canada to pursue all options possible to repatriate the Canadian children in North East Syria. We found, and I quote, "The current policy of leaving children in indefinite detention to punish them for crimes of others and to hide behind the complexity of sorting the innocent from the guilty in order to justify doing nothing is immoral and un-Canadian." It has been 1 year since the committee issued that report. In that year, the Canadian government has refused to act. This government continues to say it cannot access those Canadians, but that is clearly untrue. Other countries have accessed and repatriated their citizens. The United Nations Special Rapporteurs have urged Canada to repatriate its citizens. Canadians should not have to go to court to get the consular services that they deserve. Families should not have to sue this government to get help. I believe this government is afraid to act. They are afraid to take responsibility for some of these adults who may present very complex cases. This problem is a challenging one, yes, but it is not one where the government can look away. A government cannot evade its responsibilities towards its citizens, and it must not make decisions based on fear. All Canadians in North East Syria need to be repatriated, reintegrated, and resettled in Canada. And anyone who may have committed crimes should be prosecuted here under our judicial system. Other countries have done this, but Canada has not yet shown the political will. My message to the Government of Canada is this: Canadians are Canadians. There can be no excuse to treat some Canadian citizens differently than others. Uphold human rights, uphold the rule of law, take responsibility for our citizens.